coming up on the 100th anniversary of the first and second voyages of the Kaimiloa. A real important moment to pause and understand the impact that this journey made not only on the scientists on board, but the people that it took and the people that it visited. I mean, this is a massive area, and going out 100 years ago was not an easy feat. Now, granted, this was not your normal ship. It had all the trimmings available to it at that moment in time. Elizabeth and Medford Ross Kellum both emanated from Miami, not local Miami, but they made their moment in their life in Miami. Med Sr. in particular got his start in real estate, in charter boat fishing, and later on he took his love for the sea, particularly fishing, to its nth degree, meaning he took an old ship called the Luzon, who'd been plying the water for 24 years. It was long in the tooth when he got it in 1924. And then he put an onslaught of people to make it into the gem of the seas, the Kaimiloa, who went on this massive and beautiful voyage through many, many, many islands on two different times. So it's just a fascinating story, and I really think this is the moment to celebrate it. So in October of 1924, the Kaimiloa leaves San Francisco and heads to Hawaii. It finally leaves Hawaii on its big voyage down to islands like Christmas Island, Fanning Island, Malden, and all the way down to Tahiti and Moorea. And then it comes back on a different type of trajectory, and later would come back actually with the house for Med Jr. and Gladys, who get married, meet on the boat, get married, and spend the rest of their lives in Moorea. So it's kind of fascinating that the boat not only was the impetus for just seeing the South Pacific, but also for starting a new life for a portion of the Kellum family. So the thing about the Kaimiloa is that it really infuses us with this sense of adventure. I mean, even today, it's a journey to get anywhere out in the South Pacific. But imagine almost 100 years ago what it must have been like. Much has been made in newspaper articles about the Kaimiloa going off on this journey, but there's an intricate story within the journey that still hasn't fully come out. And that's the focus of my book and also my talks. It's funny, a lot of my projects actually take a long time to seep into my bloodstream, but I have to admit that early on in my life, I became the youngest guide at a state park, which was owned by a yacht designer named Ralph Monroe. I was inside of one of his ships. It's on the water. I've led expeditions through the Everglades. I have actually been out on the ocean. And I love islands. I collect islands in my mind and things like that. So I think in many ways this has led me to this project. Especially my last book, Orange Blossom 2.0, the Brickles did marry into the Kellum, so that was the bridge through that. And I remember B. Brickle telling me, man, if you want a real story, the story of the Kaimiloa is really, really epic.